Welcome to day 489 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFTz. They are an investor in DeSoFi. And DeSoFi, for those who are unaware, is an app built on the DeSo blockchain. So, Brian, what is the latest crypto news today?
Yeah, so Coinbase just released the first part of their Bored Ape Yacht Club featured movie. And they released this on Twitter. It's about a 5 minute and 8 second clip, and it's part one of three. The movie's called the Degen Trilogy. Obviously, trilogy part one of three. There's going to be three parts. I'm guessing it's going to be about 15 minutes in length in total. But yesterday's 5 minute clip, it was interesting. I'm not really sure what you think about. It was a little think about it. It was a little bit weird, a little bit hard to follow. I have to admit, I haven't been really paying much attention to what they were doing with this and what they seek to accomplish. They also tweeted with the 5 minute clip. They wrote more NFT utility to come to Degens, build with us. And they said create a profile on Coinbase NFT to be part of the movie magic process for parts two and three. So they're obviously using this to kind of attract users to their new NFT platform, which launched a couple of months ago. It has not been going as planned. I believe that the numbers are just sickening for them. I don't think there's been very much activity on Coinbase NFT, and they put a lot of work into it. It's interesting also the timing of this release, since the SEC investigation that we found out about was announced a couple of days ago. So they're releasing this first part of this trilogy right when this negative news comes out. I don't know. They probably had it planned. Just a little bit weird. The movie or the featured film is a little bit weird. I've been reading some reviews on what some Bored Ape Yacht Club people think, and they're a little bit confused about it as well. But I think that adding utility, adding this second dimension to NFTs is not at all a bad thing. I think that it's definitely something that will continue to evolve. I just don't know about the timing and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, first they picked pretty bad time to launch Coinbase NFTs. It was like right at the peak of the market as it was starting to crash. And now they're releasing this, after some news about investigation. But I mean, I don't think the investigation and this really are that closely related. This is NFTs. That's about other cryptos
Right.
that may or may not be securities. I don't think this was coordinated in order to distract from the bad news in any way. I think they probably had this planned. What they're trying to do with this, I also am not too familiar with what their partnership with Bored Ape Yacht Club is, what the utility may be, or what the future of this series entails, but it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, and they can't really help the timing. I don't think they're going to put things on hold just because the NFT market is sluggish right now, or that we're in a crypto winter right now. So I think that the fact that they're continuing to put stuff out is important. Whether people like it or not, we'll see.
Yes. So what happened with GDP? Huge GDP numbers in the U.S. came out this morning. What do they signal?
Yeah, so we've been waiting for this number. It came out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time just about an hour ago, and it showed that the GDP fell by 0.9% in the last quarter. So the quarter between April and June, we saw a decline in the GDP, the gross domestic product of the United States, by 0.9%. This would actually be the second straight quarter of negative GDP if this number stands, which would mean we are officially in a recession. But I say officially lightly because it's not official. Officially, the National Bureau of Economic,
Unofficially in a
yeah,
recession.
officially, the National Bureau of Economic Research declares recessions and expansions, but they likely won't make a judgment on this for probably another few months. These numbers can actually be revised as further data comes in to the Bureau, and it's very possible, if not likely, that it will be revised upwards. Now, will it be above 0% and signal that we aren't actually in a recession? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, nobody can really say for sure, but it's possible that these could be positive numbers, and we haven't actually experienced 2 straight quarters of negative GDP growth. Also, you know, that's the standard definition, 2 quarters of negative growth. Like that's pretty much what the world goes by. But in the US it's been a little different as of late, where they kind of use the National Bureau of Economic Research to determine if we're in a recession, and the only signals that they use are not just GDP. They also look at labor markets and look at other things that represent how the market is performing. So we may or may not be in a recession. I do think, however, if this is a recession, it seems so far to be a very mild one. And if it is a mild one, it might be just enough to get inflation numbers down without killing the economy overall. So it could be a good thing. We could be in a mild recession, or we could be teetering on a recession. But if that can lower inflation, I think we come out on top.
Yeah, and the markets are actually reacting pretty positively. The market was up, US stock market was up significantly yesterday.
Yeah,
The
and
market is hovering around $23,000. So like I kind of predicted, is that the a slightly negative GDP number is not all that bad, because it might signal that the inflation number might be headed down. And I think that's how the market's taking it right now.
yeah, you froze up there for a minute, but I think we know what you're trying to say. So also, the Fed yesterday announced their rates, and they did increase the rates by 75 basis points, 0.75% of a interest rate point. And I think that was expected. Powell at the time also said that he expected that we're not in a recession. So maybe these numbers will change and they will be upward adjusted once we get more data. We'll have to wait and see, but I think the market reacted quite positively to both the increase in rates plus the GDP numbers. So we have Bitcoin standing at 23,100 right now. It's up from, it was down in the 20,000 range for, just a couple days ago. So I think it's all good news.
Yeah, so let's head on over to the DeSo blockchain and what NFTz is up to.
Yeah, of course, NFTz.me. It's a node that Brian and I are working on with the Van Halen brothers. And we have just announced and we have just released instant minting storage of your NFTs on IPFS. We use Pinata for IPFS. If you don't know, IPFS is the de facto decentralized storage method for NFTs across multiple blockchains. If you want to decentralize your image, the vast majority of people are using IPFS because I don't know if I can say it's the best solution, but right now it is a solution that most NFT communities and collections are utilizing. So we've teamed with Diamond, BitClout, DeSoFi, and DeSocial World. I don't know if you could say team, but we've worked with them in order to ensure that if you mint an NFT on NFTz using IPFS, those images will still show on these other nodes as well. I think that's good news. And it's just super easy. All you do is you go to mint an NFT on NFTz, then you're gonna see a box that says store image on, and then you're gonna click on that drop down menu and switch it from DeSo Google to IPFS Pinata. Of course, DeSo Google is the default storage method that other nodes have been using, like Diamond, where it's stored on the Google servers, the servers that DeSo is using. But so I'm excited about this. And I know this is something that a lot of NFT artists and collectors have been hoping for. So I think we're trying to bring things in this direction. 3D mints, if you mint a 3D NFT on NFTz, they're automatically going to be uploaded to IPFS because of the storage. They're so large, they're just going to work better, I think, on IPFS. And this is all free. NFTz is covering the costs, and the costs aren't that much for us. So you might be wondering how it works. The images, when you upload them and select IPFS Pinata, are going to link to the NFTz Pinata gateway for fast displaying without any rate limits whatsoever. In the extra data field, we're going to be adding an IPFS URL perimeter with an IPFS styled URL. It's going to look something like IPFS : IPFS /XXX, whatever the data is. And it's going to display on our node, and it's going to display on these other nodes. So definitely check it out if you want to start minting your NFTs in a decentralized manner. Instead of using Arweave, you can now use IPFS.
Yeah, this is just one of many, many initiatives we're working on with at NFTz.me. Uh, this is the first of many. I think that probably over the course of the next month, 2 months, we'll start seeing a lot of new features that we're going to be adding as well.
Yeah, and we still provide the Arweave link as well. If you'd rather include an Arweave link, you can use that if you'd rather store it on Arweave. We are working to bring automatic Arweave uploading as well. We're kind of in talks with Arweave right now about a few things there. Whether or not we bring that sooner rather than later, we're not sure yet, but you do have IPFS as your decentralized storage option. So
So
let's
tell
move
us
on.
about Erica Chinese and the DAO call
Yeah,
yesterday.
so Erica at Chinese, that's she kind of told me how to pronounce her name yesterday. I hope I got that right, Erica. Held a DAO call, and many people from the community were on hand, including Brian and I. Also Nordian, GDS, Tobias Schmid, Jody Balsert, Galwargy, Lisa Mariette, Clay Oglesby, Rynelf, Goldberry, Stubborn Dad, Dr. Rob, It's Aditya, Sandy Rose, and Jason Knott of DSO Messenger were on hand as well. And the discussion was really good. I think Erica wants to get feedback from the community on how we can make DAO better. She's already taken many steps to do so, and she's kind of leading up the community development of DAO. There's discussion on how the community can thrive. We discussed at length the idea that members need to be able to submit proposals, and there needs to be a mechanism for these proposals to go to vote. You can't have every single proposal anybody suggests go to vote. There needs to be some sort of mechanism, some sort of discussion around them, and have the community decide if certain proposals should go to vote. Right now, it feels too centralized, and many members within the community felt the same way. Nordian mentioned it. The centralization aspects, I think we kind of have this with DSO as well, especially in the early going, where it still seems centralized, and with DAOs, you want them to be super decentralized. So we need to get away from the centralization atmosphere, I guess, within the ecosystem. And to do that, I think we need to have the ability for any community members to submit a proposal, and for that proposal to have a mechanism to go to vote. Potentially, I think we talked about maybe pinning proposals on Diamond. You don't want to have it get overwhelming where there's all these proposals being pinned, but maybe important ones can somehow be pinned to Diamond. We talked about there needs to be better communication and the expectations and roles for DAO. Discussion. There's discussion about the need for education material, whether it be written material that people can read and learn about DAOs and DAO, or audio and video, which I think is also needed. And I think we kind of just talked about what the goals of DAO are and what DAO intends to do. It was briefly mentioned that a notification system for proposals are made so that we know when proposals are made outside of proposals being made by the core team. I think that's something that's important. But the conversation went really well. What did you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think that Erica did a really good job at kind of directing the conversation in the right direction. Jason Knott was there from DSO Messenger, and he gave a lot of great feedback that really stood out to me. I think it's a work in progress, and Erica is trying to get the community to chime in and suggest the best way to move forward. And that's what's so great about the DSO community. And I think she's doing a good job at making us feel like we're all part of it. And that's important because I think that's lacked for a little bit now.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out DAO, go ahead to DAO.io. It's a DAO platform where you can start your own DAO, you can take part in other DAOs. They give you basically all the tools you need to create or participate in DAOs. But moving on, DSO OG user BAYC Yuxel launches DSO pixel art. This is a really cool idea. So we've seen pixel art NFTs, it has dominated the NFT space for quite some time. But now, thanks to BAYC Yuxel, I hope I'm saying your name right, he created DSO pixel art at dsopixel.art. And basically it's a first collectible collaborative pixel art work to be created by the DSO community. Anybody can buy as many pixels as you want. There's a canvas that is 25 by 25 pixels in size. And you can buy any pixel for 0.1 DSO. You can buy as many as you want. If you want to buy the whole thing, it's going to be whatever, 25 times 25 is what?
525.
But so it'd be like
625.
Yeah, so it'd be like 6250, 62.5 DSO for the whole canvas, and you put the pixels on the canvas. Uh, it's really cool how they're doing this though. So you're paying to buy the pixels, but when that NFT sells, because this pixel art is going to become an NFT, when it sells, you're going to get the percentage in the sale price back to you. So 85% of the winning bid, is going to go back to the artist of that canvas based on how many pixels you put in. You're going to get your percentage back. So it's a really cool idea. I was playing around with it today. I didn't add a pixel yet, but I think I will.
Yeah, I love this. It's just a unique way of creating pixel art. And when you can bring the community together to work on a project like this and get a commission based on the percentage that they put in work-wise, I love it. And I hope we see more projects like this that are thinking outside of the box, because that's what's going to really get attention from investors or from collectors, is projects that are thinking outside the box.
Yeah, and the royalties are also going back to the creators, the artists who participated and added pixels to the art. So this could be a recurring income for those who participate. And again, that's dsopixel.art if you want to check it out. So Invest in Digital kind of let a cat out of the bag. Social World was talking about DSO.com and when DSO.com is going to launch. And Invest in Digital has said that he's quote, bullish for August for the release of DSO.com. And of course, DSO.com is going to be the new rebranded website homepage for the DSO blockchain.
Yeah, and I think August is really shaping up to be a pretty significant month on DSO. I think this summer has obviously been slow, June and July especially, which I guess is this summer. But August, the last month of this summer, the last full month of the summer, should be an exciting one. And as we head into, I think, fall, I think DSO is going to be well positioned to hopefully take advantage of what I think we could see a end to the crypto winter. We'll see though.
Yeah, Pearl and Story should be launching in August as well.
Yeah, so jumping onto Social World, of course, they're post to earn. They give away cash to the top users of their node. And this is sponsored by Seals, of course. And every week they give away $50 in US dollars based in DSO. And Krasenstein, we were number one. We got $10, followed by Stargazer, Randier, The Devil, Web3 Peeps, Vampire Campfire, Sandy Rose, and Clout Women Unite. So we got $10. Stargazer got 9, Randier 8, then The Devil 7, Web3 Peeps 6, Vampire Campfire 5, Sandy Rose 4, and Clout Women Unite $3. I love that they're doing this, and I think that this initiative should be copied across different nodes, because it will definitely attract people to DSO and attract them to the various nodes on DSO.
Yeah, exactly. I love what Ado's doing, and keep up the good work.
And talking about Social World, Ado said that he wants an advertiser for a new post to earn idea that he has. And after a discussion with the community, they've decided it would be great if they could have a separate dedicated ranking for new users on DSO. So users who are less than 30 days on the blockchain, they would be categorized in this. They said they would need $780 in total, which would be 15 weeks times $52 a week to make this happen. All the funds would go to the weekly newcomers, and they'd like to target the campaign for around the September to December time period of this year. So a couple months from now. And I think this is great, because it would really I think, retain a lot of the new users that are coming to the DSO blockchain, because they're going to be seeing rewards. If you are interested in sponsoring this for $780, contact Social World or Ado on DSO. Their usernames will be above this video on DSO or below it on YouTube. And you can get more details in the link that we post.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of perks if you sponsor it. Maybe you're doing an NFT project and you want attention to that. Maybe you're running a node and you want attention to that. I think it's a $780 well spent. Plus, it's gonna give so much back to the community and help bring new users into the DeSo ecosystem and keep them here because they see they're earning money. So AI Mania, we've talked about this a lot over the last several days. AI Mania it's an NFT project that uses DALL-E to generate artwork based on text that you input. And AI Mania has just launched their minting site, so you can now mint directly through their website. It's ai-mania.vercel.app. So ai-mania.vercel.app. You can now mint live your AI Mania NFTs. And these things keep coming in, and each one's more amazing than the next. And there's been some really great ideas for the text that has been inputted to put out these amazing computer generated art projects so far.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm addicted. I just go to the ai-mania.nftz.me site and I just like browse these and I reload it like 2 or 3 times a day to see if any new ones come up. It's just really cool what this AI is coming up with and some of the creative text that people are actually putting into this AI via this NFT project.
Yeah, so now you can see all of them also on the AI Mania web minting site. So you can see them and mint directly from their website.
So tell us about Deso Lander.
Lander, another NFT project that I'm loving lately. They just announced plans for their creator coin, opening up their creator coin. So after number 10 in the Lander series is minted, they're going to lower their founder reward all the way down to 10%. And then they're going to increase the founder reward by 1% for each NFT that is minted. So when you mint number 20, the founder reward is going to be up to 20%. Once they get all the way up to the minting of number 100, the founder reward is going to be set at 100%. And once 100% is reached, they're going to take a snapshot of the hodlers and give each hodler one coin. Each hodler who owns one coin, one free mint from their upcoming generative series. If you own 5 coins, you're going to get 5 free mints. If you own 6, you'll get 6, and so on. So it's a really cool idea. I don't think we've seen this type of usage of the creator coin in an NFT project yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. Today they minted number 007. Ali B won it. It was a really cool one. And also later today, number 008. 008 is going to be minted. And then I assume tomorrow 9 and 10. So tomorrow I guess the creator coin price will open up. I'm not sure 100% if tomorrow is the day, but it seems that way.
Yeah, and like I said, thinking outside the box, and this is a way to think outside the box and utilize something that other blockchains don't have. And of course, that's the creator coin. So way to go, Deso Lander, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Yeah, so Ash, Invest in Digital today, is sending out a DeSo email blast, and it's going to include NFT drops, DAOs, app feature upgrades, and apps that are getting ready to launch. So look forward to that in your email box. You're going to get some pretty cool DeSo news today, I think.
Yeah, I know he contacted us to see what kind of updates we have with NFTZ. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's like a digest just for DeSo and what's happening on DeSo. Yeah, so the top 10 NFT bidders over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ, are La Big Mac, Studio Richards, Millhouse Van Houten, Rhubarb, Mr. Music, BitClout FR, Nigel's, Dragonstone, Jane D, and Shady Acres. So congrats to those people. They're keeping the DeSo NFT space active and engaging, and that's important.
Yeah, great job. Keep up the good work.
So the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to Coinbase, Shady Acres was number 1, followed by Clout Women Unite, Michelle Lord, Vampire Campfire, Oe Piet. I know
No,
I
no.
said
I have it's O or Pete. He told
O
us.
or Pete.
I think I'm
O
saying
or
that right.
Pete.
O or Pete. O or Pete.
Got it. I know they corrected us. Somebody corrected us yesterday after I butchered the name.
Yeah,
Derek
I believe it was Hike.
Yeah, she did. Derek Hogarth is next, followed by Stargazer, Rehan Ree, and JD Armstrong. So thanks to all of those people for obviously
You
creating
forgot
engaging
us.
posts.
We're at the very last
Oh,
spot on that list.
we were number 10, Krasenstein.
So we're still up there, but I don't know. It seems like we're we're falling a little more each day. But anyhow, that's the news for today. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.